Hello once again, welcome to example 4 on the simultaneous equations that I started with you in the previous videos. In the previous videos, we started learning about simultaneous equations and we've done a detailed explanation on it, and also we've solved some examples on it as well. And I hope you all understood it and you enjoyed the lesson as well. This is a continuation to solve another example with you so that you get a perfect understanding of it. So this is example 4. As you can see from the board, I've written example 4. So it means we've already done example 1, 2, and 3 in the previous videos. And I will advise that you do want to watch the previous videos because the previous videos lays the foundation. I've done a lot of explanations in the previous videos which you need to know, particularly the first video, okay, so that you can get a good foundation and understanding to be able to handle this session as well. Okay, so do all to watch the previous videos that I've done, and please don't forget to like the videos and also share them after watching. And if you are watching for the first time, please do all to follow the page as well. Let's go ahead and solve the example 4 that I have on the board. Okay, so example 4, it says we should solve the equations 2m plus n equals to 7 and m minus n equals to 2. Okay, so we have two given equations. Okay, we are solving it simultaneously, okay, using the substitution method. Okay, that's what we learned in the previous video. Okay, solving simultaneous equation by the substitution method. Okay, so we are going to solve this one and we are going to get the values for m and n. Okay, so I've explained to you from the previous videos that the first step is that you are going to label the equations. Okay, we have two given equations, so we are going to pick the first equation and label it as equation 1. Okay, then we take the second equation and label it as equation 2. That's the first step. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I'm going to write down my solution, okay, and I'm going to take the first equation, which is the 2m plus the n equals to 7, and I'll label it as equation 1. Then I'll take the second one, which is m minus n equals to 2, and I'll label it as equation 2. Okay, I hope you understand and you agree with me up to this point. All that we did is to pick the equations given and we label it as equation 1 and equation 2. Okay, so now the next step is that from any of the given equations, you choose to make any variable that you want in the subject. Okay, so from any of the equations, you make any variable that you want in the subject. So if you start with the equation 1, you can choose to make m the subject, or you can choose to make n the subject. Okay, and I've taught you change of subject. Okay, we are applying that knowledge here. I've taught change of subject as a full topic. Okay, so if you don't have any knowledge on change of subject, it means you are going to struggle with it. So do what to search for the videos that I've done on the change of subject and watch it if you don't have any knowledge on change of subject, so that you can get a good foundation to be able to apply it here. Okay, because we are applying that knowledge here. Okay, so let's continue. So I'm saying that from any of the given equation, you choose to make any variable that you want the subject. If you start with equation 1, you can either choose to make m the subject or to make n the subject from equation 1. Any of it, you get the same answer. Or if you start with equation 2, you can choose to make any variable the subject, either m the subject or n the subject from equation 2, and we are going to get the same answer. Okay, so whatever that you want to do, you can choose. Okay, so I will choose to make n the subject from equation 1. I want to make n the subject from equation 1. Okay, so I'm going to start with equation 1. Okay, so from equation 1, okay, so I'm going to write from equation 1, okay, making n the subject. Okay, so someone can also choose to make m the subject and we are going to get the same answer. Okay, I've explained it a lot. Okay, so I'm choosing to make the variable n the subject from equation 1. Okay, making n the subject simply means that n should stand alone. Okay, I've taught you change of subject and we are applying that knowledge here. Okay, so let's go ahead. So I'm going to repeat the equation 1, which is the 2m plus n equals to 7, and I'm making n the subject, so my n will be equal to 7 minus 2m. Okay, so I've made n the subject from equation 1. Okay, so this is the 2m, it is positive, it will cross the equal sign to come and join the 7, which is here. So when anything crosses the equal sign, the sign it has changes. Okay, it's positive 2m here. When it crosses the equal sign, it becomes negative 2m. Okay, then I'll label it as equation 3. Okay, I hope you understand and you agree with me up to this point. So we make n the subject from equation 1, and this is what we are getting, and we are going to label it as equation 3. Okay, so you label it as equation 3. Okay, I hope you understand and you agree with me up to this point. Okay, so now the next step is that we are going to substitute this equation 3 into equation 2. Okay, not equation 1 but into equation 2. The reason why we are putting it into equation 2 is because it was from equation 1 that we made n the subject, so we cannot go back and put it into the same equation 1. That would be wrong. So we put it into the next equation instead, which is the equation 2. Okay, so if it was from equation 2 that we made n the subject, we would have put it back into equation 1. Okay, that's how it goes. Okay, so because it was from equation 1 that we made n the subject, we go and put it back into equation 2 instead, and not equation 1. Okay, I've explained this a lot in the previous videos. Okay, so we are going to substitute our equation 3 into equation 2. Okay, so you write putting equation 3, okay, into equation 2. Okay, so that's what you are going to do. So it means wherever we see the variable n in equation 2, we are going to put the value of n there, which is 7 minus 2m. Okay, so the equation 2 is given to be m minus n equals to 2. Okay, so that's the equation 2. So wherever we see n in equation 2, we are going to put the value of n there, which is 7 minus 2m. Okay, I hope you understand and you agree with me up to this point. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I'm going to repeat my m, which is here, minus, I'm seeing n here. Okay, then you bring your bracket, then put the value of n there, which is 7 minus 2m, you close your bracket, equals to the 2 that you have here. I hope you understand up to this point. Okay, now you put it into brackets because the negative will affect everything which is here. Okay, the 7 minus 2m, the negative sign here will affect both of them. That's why I put it into bracket, so that you don't forget about it. Okay, so the negative will open the bracket by multiplying each term there. Okay, so that's the correct thing to do. Okay, because if you don't break the bracket, most students will get confused and they will let only the negative affect only the 7, and that will be wrong. Okay, but the negative actually affects the two terms, which is the 7 and the minus 2m. The negative affects them. That's why you need to put it into brackets so that you be aware of it. Okay, I hope you understand up to this point. Okay, so all that we did is to substitute our equation 3 into equation 2. Okay, so let's go ahead and expand, open our bracket and solve further. Okay, so let's go ahead. So I'm going to have my m, I'm going to continue from here. So I have my m, then the negative will open the bracket. So negative, okay, the coefficient here is 1. Okay, so in front of this bracket we have negative 1. Okay, so the negative opens the negative 1 opens the bracket. So negative 1 times 7, it gives negative 7, and negative 1 times negative 2m, it gives positive 2m. Okay, because when negative and negative multiplies, it becomes positive. Okay, so this minus affects the 7, gives minus 7, and this negative affects the minus 2m, it becomes positive 2m. Okay, that's you opening the bracket. Okay, so equals to our 2. Okay, from here you just need to group like terms. Okay, so let's group like terms and solve further. So I have my m plus 2m equals to 2, then the minus 7 will cross the equal sign, so it becomes plus 7. Okay, when anything crosses the equal sign, the sign it has changes. It is negative here. When it crosses the equal sign to come and join the 2 become positive. That's why I have plus 7 there. So m plus 2m gives 3m. Okay, equals to 2 plus 7 gives 9. Okay, and for me to get my m, I'll divide here by 3. I divide here by 3. This and this cancel. 3 goes here 1 and 3 goes into the 9 3 times. So you have your m is equals to 3. Okay, so I've gotten the value of m, which is 3. Okay, now you can choose to put the value of m, which is equals to 3, into any of the 3 equations that we have here, and you solve for n. Okay, so any of the equations that you want, either equation 1, 2, or 3, any of it, you get an answer for n, you get the value for n. Okay, so we need to go and put this into any of the 3 equations that you want so that you can solve for the value for n. Okay, I will choose to use equation 3 because the equation 3 we have n being made the subject already, so it will be much simple. Okay, but if you use equation 1 and 2, you get the same answer, just that it's much simple when you use the equation 3 because the n that you want to find, it have already been made the subject in equation 3. Okay, so I'll put my value of m is equal to 3 into equation 3 to solve for n. Okay, so I'll write putting m equals to 3 into equation 3. Okay, I hope you understand and you agree up to this point. Okay, so the equation 3 is given to be n equals to 7 minus 2m. Okay, so wherever I see m, I'm going to put the value of m there, which is the 3. Okay, so it's going to be n equals to 7 minus 2 times the 2 and the m, they are multiplying. So you bring your bracket, which shows that they are multiplying. Then put the value of m there, which is 3. So 3. Okay, so your n will be equals to 7 minus 2 times the 3 gives minus 6. I hope you agree with me. Okay, so this minus 2 multiplies the 3, so you get minus 6. So 7 minus 6. Okay, then 7 minus 6 gives 1. Okay, so our n is equals to 1. Okay, I hope you understand and you agree with me. Let me write it here so that you can see it also. I have my n is equals to 1. Okay, so we've solved for the value of m and n in the simultaneous equation. Okay, so we can just conclude by writing therefore, okay, our m equals to 3, okay, and our n equals to 1. Okay, so we just write it down. Okay, so I can see it's not clear, so let me write it at a place where you see it. Okay, so let me put it here. Okay, so therefore our m is equals to 3 and our n equals to 1. Okay, as we've solved. Okay, so that's the final answer. Okay, I hope the explanation was clear enough and you understood it as well. Please don't forget to like the video and also share the video as well. I'll see you again in another video whilst we solve more examples on this using the elimination method also. Bye bye.